Hello. There are a couple of new features coming out in the Banner Bundle upgrade April 19th, 2020 that I wanted to tell you about. The first relates to our home or welcome page in Banner. We now have two options available for searching for a Banner page. The first is search. This is the one that we've grown accustomed to with Banner 9. You can enter the first three characters of a page name. It gives you a list of options. You can choose from the list or continue typing to come up with the actual page name and navigate to it. There is also direct navigation. This is very similar to what we had in Banner 8, where you had to enter the exact page acronym. Now you can enter the exact page acronym or the exact page name. So if I enter FGIBDST, it's not giving me a list of suggestions, but it will take me to the form. Or if I know that the name of that screen, and it has to be the exact name, is Organization Budget Status, I can type that in and go to that Banner page. The second feature that's being delivered with the upgrade is User Preference Settings. So since going to Banner 9, users have expressed a desire to have their user preferences applied to their Banner 9 pages. And with this upgrade, Banner has delivered that. This will allow users to set user preferences on Banner pages that differs from the Banner default. You can reorder data, grids, and columns, manage default fields and values for your filters, and modify pagination counts to your liking. So let's take a look at setting preferences for grid and column data presentation. I'm going to go to our transaction details screen and pull up some data. You can now resize these columns and they will stay fixed once you save your settings. You can reorder your columns. For instance, if I like to see my fund, org, account, and program in that FOB order, maybe even my activity code, you can reorder all those columns, move anything between these frozen and unfrozen sections. It is important to note that when you reorder your columns, the tab navigation remains the same as the Banner Delivered tab navigation. So it's going to go from org to program to the normal tabs that it goes through, regardless of where you've moved your columns. It's also important to note that when you export this page, it's going to be that same Banner Delivered order for your export. It's not going to take into account the column reordering that you've made. Once you've changed your columns, you'll notice that there's a slightly darker gray highlight on those columns that we modified, that we either resized or reordered. This just lets you track the modifications that you made. So let's save our preferences if we've got it arranged the way we like it. We've got a new button here called Settings. Choose that, and let's choose Save Column Settings. It tells us that our column preferences have been saved. So once we exit out of here and come back, these columns will be in this order that we've arranged. Also, once you get out of this Banner session and come back, it will be in this same order that you've arranged. So these settings are tied to you as a user. To restore back to the Banner defaults, you can also go to Settings and restore column settings or restore all. It asks you if you're sure, and then it tells you that once you close this page and come back in, that those column preferences are deleted and the default will be restored. So let's try going to one of our filters and setting some preferences for our filter presentation. So if we wanted to save the way our filter looks, maybe the the default setting for our filter mode, whether it's the basic or advanced, you would click on one of these. If you wanted to reorder your filters, say you always look at chart of accounts, fund title, you didn't want to look at data entry, maybe you wanted to look at grant code, you can reorder these by deleting them and adding them back in a specified order. You can also save certain fields that you always want to look at. For instance, if I wanted to see what all the funds that start with a 3 for chart A, that might be something that I look at a lot. Then you can save these filter settings. And then when we go back to that page, you'll see that it saved our filters that we set up. It went to that advanced filter mode and it saved the values that were contained in those fields. You can do this on any page with an active filter. It will save the list, the order, the mode, the operator values, and any data values that you want saved. And the same thing on here, you can go back and restore your filter settings so that they're the same as what the banner delivered model is, and it tells you that those preferences were deleted and restored to the default. So the last thing we're going to look at is the pagination for our banner page. So you'll notice here this particular page has 50 rows or items that are displayed per page. But let's say your screen was smaller and you didn't want to have to scroll. So we might want to change our line items to show 30 records per page. To do this, you would just change it on that page and then say Save Pagination Settings. It tells us that those pagination settings are saved. We can go back in and you can see that Banner saved that as a user preference for us. You can also restore these back to the Banner default, and it goes back to 50 records per page. So that's what's new in Banner, and if you have any questions, you can call us or email us at the Office of Finance, Technology, and Data Integrity. Thank you.